So you've poured your heart into your first set with one eye on the pool table and the other on a suspicious puddle near your mic stand, and you thought that was as bad as it gets? Well, buckle up, because this is part 2. 10 more things only gigging musicians will understand. If you've lived these, you've earned the badge. If not, don't worry, they'll hit you soon enough, probably while you're coiling leads by phone torchlight as someone vomits near your pedal board. Stick around. Number 1, no one turns down the house music. You're set up, tuned, ready to go. You give the bar staff a friendly nod, the universal signal for kill the house music. Nothing. You just stand there, guitar in hand, smiling like an idiot while some mid-tempo pop track quietly bubbles away in the background. Just loud enough to be irritating, just quiet enough that no one else seems to give a rat's. It's not drowning you out, it's just there, sitting in the mix like a passive-aggressive flatmate who won't leave the room. You wait. Maybe someone will eventually notice the live human with a guitar standing awkwardly in the corner. You strum your guitar a few times, tap the mic, check, check. It's just a little subtle hint that maybe, just maybe, live music is about to begin. Still, nothing. It's like the bar's running a social experiment to see how long it takes for a musician to snap. You give up, you start playing gently, wrestling Dua Lipa or Ed Sheeran in the background for sonic dominance. Eventually you're forced to wade through a wall of bodies 3 deep at the bar just to find someone who knows how to turn down the mains. They nod vaguely to a guy named Trent, who's usually the one with the remote. When you finally reach the mic, you briefly imagine how real artists are treated. Escorted to the stage, crowd roaring, everything dialed in. Then you remember you're 40 minutes into a silent standoff with a bar manager named Cassie who's not sure where the remote is. Number 2, request comes too late. You've just wrapped up your 3rd set, your shirt's stuck to your back, your gear's half packed and your brain's halfway to the car. And then it happens. The perfect request. The one song you've known for 20 years. It's always ready. Mate, can you play Summer of 69? It's my uncle's favourite. Yeah, mate, I could have. 3 hours ago when your uncle was still awake and not slumped in the booth with a tyre around his neck like a wounded Rambo. Now I'm calling leads with my jacket on. The lights are up like a hospital ward. Half the chairs are stacked and you're still squinting like you're trying to solve a mystery. As if the unplugged PA, empty stage and staff vacuuming around his legs didn't scream, the gig is over. But hey, glad you're emotionally connected now. Maybe next week I'll swing by your work and ask to start your shift again, right as you're locking the front door. Number 3, client adds time for no pay. You get the classic just confirming tomorrow email. It's the night before the gig and it sounds friendly enough. Subject line full of smiley energy like it's just a quick check-in. You open it casually thinking it's just a reconfirmation of details you already know, and then you see it. The start times have been moved forward by 90 minutes. No warning, no conversation, no mention of additional pay, just dropped in like a cheeky afterthought right between looking forward to it and let us know if you need anything. Apparently, the new plan is you show up earlier, play longer and pretend that time isn't real. Because you're not a working professional, you're a floating entity powered by gratitude and maybe some dry chicken wrap from the staff fridge. Hope that's all good. Oh sure, no problem. I'll just rearrange my entire afternoon, scrap whatever shred of personal time I had left, and make sure my rapidly declining will to live is fully charged for this charming little unpaid free show you've tacked on. You stare at the email, read it again, then open your original agreement. Just to double check you didn't imagine the part where start times were discussed like grown adults instead of scrawled last minute in a digital post-it. There's no follow-up, no let us know if that works for you. Just a quiet assumption that you'll absorb it all, smile and show up early with freshly tuned strings and the patience of a monk on sedatives. You smile and shake your head because you've seen this trick more time than a magician at a wedding. So you just agree, knowing you'll invoice the extra 90 minutes, only get the classic reply, we checked our original quote and it didn't mention anything about extra charges. Of course it didn't. It also didn't mention time travel, but here we are. Hit like if you've ever sung to a crowd more focused on their garlic bread than your existence. Subscribe if you've ever used a phone torch to find a power outlet behind a pot plant. Number 4, you have to clear your own stage. You arrive early, barely. What was meant to be a quick bathroom break turned into a 15-minute showdown with a gas station toilet and your own poor life choices, which meant speeding through back streets like a criminal just to arrive on time and be greeted like an Amazon delivery someone forgot they ordered. But your stage, your carefully designated square metre of carpet is full. Not with gear, with bar stools, random chairs, maybe a high chair or two, and in some cases, actual patrons enjoying dinner like they're centre stage at the theatre. You look at the staff, they shrug like, well, they were here first. even though you were booked 3 months ago. You haven't even tuned yet, you're already sweating like a hedgehog on a bouncy castle. You're dragging chairs across tiles, weaving between half-eaten meals and designer handbags while the diners glance up like they just smelled a gas leak. So now you're clearing furniture and kindly asking Sharon and her birthday mojito to relocate. One guy doesn't even flinch, just keeps scrolling on his phone while you lift up the table he's eating at. And now, without strumming a single chord, you've apparently alienated half the crowd just by setting up in the corner you were booked for. As if you spend all day plotting to block their view of the wine list and drown out their thrilling recap of Sandra's divorce. Number 5, Muppets in front of the speaker. You've EQ'd it nicely, the levels are smooth, it's not too hot, not too sharp, just sitting comfortably in the Goldilocks zone. The crowd seems into it, people are tapping their feet, nodding heads. You're finally in the groove and then it happens. Someone walks up, brow furrowed like they're filing a noise complaint at the local city council. It's a bit loud, they say over the music, without irony. You glance at their table, they're sitting directly under your PA speaker. Not near it, under it. You want to explain that physics is a thing, but instead you just smile, nod, give the age-old illusion of adjusting something, maybe the volume of your patience. They return to their seat, clearly convinced they've heroically restored balance to the universe. Meanwhile, you're up there feeling like a war criminal with a loop pedal, eyeballed just like you fired up a leaf blower at a yoga retreat. All because they genuinely believed their conversation was the show and you, the hired act, were just some acoustic distraction that kept interrupting the real entertainment, their expert opinions on essential oils, passive-aggressive texts, and who got handsy at the last work party. Number 6, they promised food, then forgot. The client beams during setup. Don't worry, we'll feed you. 4 hours later, the bridal party's deep into their third dessert. You're in the corner cheering a lonely mint like it's the final scene of Castaway. You eye the bread roll at the bar like it's Michelin starred. You consider asking, but let's be real, nothing kills the illusion of being a paid professional faster than pleading for a spring roll like you're auditioning for Oliver Twist. Eventually someone remembers you exist. They approach you cautiously like you're a raccoon they're not sure is friendly. Oh, did you need something to eat? Before you can answer, a cold spring roll is dropped in your hand. No plate, no explanation. Just one limp cylinder of sadness wrapped in a napkin that smells faintly like someone's perfume. You accept it with the solemn grace of a person who knows their rider tonight is whatever didn't make it to table 6. It's fine. We're gigging musicians. We don't need nourishment, just a corner to crouch in, a sound check that never happens, and maybe if we're lucky, a lukewarm meatball stuck on a toothpick someone dropped near the bin. Number 7, MC interrupts mid-song. Oh, I hate this one. I nearly got in a fight one night with one of these Muppets I'd already told not to interrupt me. Anyway, you're mid-verse, the crowd's actually listening. The moment is working, you've got eye contact, you've got head nods, you've caught the vibe. Then suddenly a wireless mic bursts into your monitor. All right, folks, just a quick announcement. No warning, no apology, just raw, confident interruption. Like you were mid-dream, caught in that fleeting illusion that what you're doing means something. Then someone crash-tackled the vibe with a shout-out about some Corolla with its lights on and gluten-free brownies. You stand there, frozen, smiling like it's normal to be cut off mid-chorus so Uncle Greg can give a 12-minute speech he didn't rehearse. When they finish, they toss a thumbs up and say, back to the music. Like they didn't just drop a social grenade in the middle of your set. Sure, mate, I'll just reassemble the vibe from the smouldering wreckage of that interruption and keep singing like none of us noticed. Number 8, hotel load-ins from hell. You get booked for a fancy corporate gig. Big company, big budget. You picture a lush ballroom, tasteful lighting, maybe even valet parking with a guy on a clipboard who says things like, right this way, sir. You're told to head to the underground loading dock. You find it eventually, behind a dumpster, past the smoker's alley. A dishwasher waves at you like you're part of his hallucination. From there, it's the obstacle course. Through 2 kitchens where you dodge trolleys and chefs look at you like you've interrupted their Michelin moment. Then onto a maze of 3 different lifts, none of which go directly to the ballroom. One goes up, one goes sideways, then one opens to a wall. You follow paper signs taped to walls saying event, written in faded biro as if you're on a bloody scavenger hunt for your own relevance. Each trip is a gym circuit. Your gear's awkward, the corridors are narrow, and your optimism is bleeding out somewhere near the service fridge. The staff keep asking if you're the AV guy, the DJ, or someone who's here to check the lights. Besides the fact that your guitar case is practically in their face, you say musician, and they look at you like it's a made-up word. By the time you finally find the function room, you're drenched, wheezing, and questioning every career decision since year 10 music class. It's 6:45 and your soul is already packed up and called an Uber. Number 9, 4 rounds of happy birthday. You kick off your set, 2 songs in, a waiter slides up mid-chorus. Hey, Matt, can you do a birthday shout-out? Yeah, no worries. You oblige because you're a pro. You croon out happy birthday, the crowd claps politely, someone records it like it's the encore, and you move on. But 10 minutes later, another tap on the shoulder. This one's for Uncle Ray. Yep, no worries. Uncle Ray gets the deluxe version, complete with crowd harmonies and a dramatic key change. Then another. Can you do it again for Chloe? She's turning 3. She's asleep, but it still counts. Then another. Can you do it for Ash? No one told you before, but it's kind of a big deal. You've now sung Happy Birthday 4 times. Different names, different corners of the room, all with the same look of entitled expectation. Each one thinking it's a special moment. For you, it's deja vu in G major. You're halfway through what used to be your set list and suddenly you're the designated song monkey for a chain of people who forgot to book their own entertainment, but found one wandering past with a guitar. It comes with that cheerful assumption that this is the first time it's been asked tonight. It never is. You smile, play along, and feel your soul gently vacating through your shoes. Next gig, you'll just stare off mid-song thinking about how Springsteen never had to stop Born to Run to sing bloody happy birthday to Darren from accounts. Number 10, 3 months to get paid. You played the gig, it went well. You were polite, professional, on time. You packed down without a fuss, smiled, thanked people, quietly disappeared into the night like a well-trained golden retriever in jeans. And then, silence. You follow up once, nothing. You follow up again, still nothing. You resend the invoice with a polite, just checking to see if this didn't get missed, like they didn't already miss it 3 times. Weeks pass, seasons change, you start to question whether money is even a real thing. Your email thread now reads like a bloody one-sided breakup. Eventually the money drops into your account, no message, no apology, just an anonymous transaction like it fell out of the sky. Hope to work with you again soon. Yeah, just let me know if I need to wait another quarter before I can buy groceries. So if any of this felt painfully familiar, that's because it is. Every working muso, whether they admit it or not, has been through this circus. The late emails, the no meals, the volume complaints from the oldies table at the wedding, conveniently placed by the planner in what appears to be a scientific experiment to test your patience. We all wear the same scars, just hidden under different gig shirts. It's the stuff no one tells you when you start out, the unglamorous, soul-testing, patience-shredding reality of the job. But here we are, still loading in, still smiling, still playing to half-listening crowds and hoping that someone remembers to pay the next invoice. If this made you laugh, cry, or consider quitting music altogether, don't worry. Part 1 is just as unhinged. See you in the next one. Unless I'm still wiping dried tomato sauce off my speakers from Sharon's kids' table and chasing an EFT that was definitely processed last Thursday.